Alright guys, and welcome back to Little Norton Gaming Channel. Today we have Season 9 of our My Team Career Mode on F1 2022. McLaren have been dominant of late, but last season Lando Norris, now in a Red Bull, managed to pick up the Drivers' Championship. Will he continue, or will McLaren find a way to get that title back? Let's find out. So in terms of driver changes, it was Max Verstappen who retired this season, this time from Mercedes, which allowed that seat open where Carlos Sainz made the move from Ferrari. Seems to be a bit of a retirement home at Mercedes at the moment. Yuki Tsunoda made the jump from AlphaTauri to Ferrari, which then allowed Esteban Ocon to finally leave Alpine and take up a seat at AlphaTauri, and Théo Pourchaire finally got his seat back in F1 after being so cruelly dumped by McLaren in the Alpine. And with those drivers' changes, we headed to Bahrain, where Pierre Gasly picked up victory in the McLaren. Guan Yu Zhou was second. Sebastian Vettel rounded off the podium in Red Bull. Carlos Sainz was fourth. Russell fifth. Magnussen sixth. Norris seventh. Tsunoda eighth. Lawson ninth. And Felipe Drugovich got an early point on the board for Aston Martin. Saudi Arabia up next, and Pierre Gasly makes it 2 wins from 2 as he finishes ahead of George Russell in second. Guan Yu Zhou managed to get that second McLaren on the podium in third. Vettel was fourth, Magnussen fifth, Sainz sixth, Lawson seventh, Piastri eighth, Tsunoda ninth, and Lance Stroll rounded off the points in 10th. Down under we go, as in the Australian Grand Prix, Pierre Gasly picked up victory 3 from 3, and it looks like there's only going to be one winner this season. George Russell was second, Guan Yu Zhou was third, Norris fourth, Tsunoda fifth, Vettel sixth, Magnussen seventh, Carlos Sainz eighth, Yuri Vips ninth, and Liam Lawson made sure both Hasses were in the points in 10th. Sprint weekend number 1 at Imola, where Pierre Gasly wins the sprint race ahead of Guan Yu Zhou in second. Lando Norris was third, Sainz fourth, Russell fifth, Tsunoda sixth, Vettel seventh, and Magnussen got the final point in 8th. And all that meant Pierre Gasly went on to win the Grand Prix ahead of Guan Yu Zhou in second. Russell was third, Magnussen fourth, Norris fifth, Sainz sixth, Vettel seventh, Vips eighth, Tsunoda ninth, and Stroll finished in 10th. The first American race of the season was up next in Miami, and Pierre Gasly picked up yet another victory, win every single race so far this season. Russell was second, Zhou third, Vettel fourth, Tsunoda fifth, Sainz sixth, Norris seventh, Lawson eighth, Magnussen ninth, and Ocon got his first points in the AlphaTauri. And after 5 races, that means Pierre Gasly leads the Drivers' Championship 47 points ahead already of Guan Yu Zhou in second. Russell was third, Vettel fourth, Sainz is fifth, Norris sixth, Magnussen seventh, Tsunoda eighth, Lawson ninth, and Vips rounds off the top 10. And in the Constructors' Championship, McLaren are 96 points ahead of Mercedes. What a lead to build after only just 5 races. Red Bull are third, Ferrari fourth, Haas fifth, Alfa Romeo sixth, AlphaTauri seventh, Aston Martin are eighth, and Alpine and Williams are both pointless in 9th and 10th. The sunny skies of Spain awaited next, where Pierre Gasly just keeps on winning. George Russell was second, Yuki Tsunoda picked up a podium for Ferrari in third, Guan Yu Zhou was fourth, Magnussen fifth, Norris sixth, Vettel seventh, Albon eighth, Vips ninth, and Liam Lawson finished in 10th. Monaco up next, and Pierre Gasly just keeps on winning. Guan Yu Zhou, no threat for him in second place. Carlos Sainz rounded off the podium in third, Norris fourth, Russell fifth, Tsunoda sixth, Vips seventh, Lawson eighth, Drugovich ninth, and Vettel rounded off the top 10. Another street track up next as we head to Baku in Azerbaijan, where Pierre Gasly wins yet again. Guan Yu Zhou was second, Tsunoda third, Vettel fourth, Russell fifth, Sainz sixth, Magnussen seventh, Drugovich eighth, Stroll ninth, and Lawson finished in 10th. Another race weekend, another race victory for Gasly, this time in Canada, where Guan Yu Zhou finished second, Russell was third, Vettel fourth, Tsunoda fifth, Norris sixth, Sainz seventh, Drugovich eighth, Albon ninth, and Stroll finished in 10th. He's 10 for 10 as we go to Britain. Gasly yet again on top, Russell second, Vettel third, Norris 4th, Zhao all the way down in 5th. That's quite disappointing for a McLaren this season. Sainz was in 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Vips 8th, Schumacher picking up his first points of the season in 9th, and Drugovich got the final point in 10th. Sprint weekend number 2 in Austria, and Gasly wins the sprint race ahead of Guan Yu Zhou. Russell was 3rd, Norris 4th, Sainz 5th, Magnussen 6th, Tsunoda 7th, and Vettel got that final point in 8th. And all that led to another Pierre Gasly Grand Prix victory this season ahead of Lando Norris in 2nd. Russell rounded off the podium in 3rd, Sainz 4th, Tsunoda 5th, Magnussen 6th, Vettel 7th, Lawson 8th, Porsche picking up his first points of the season in 9th, and Albon finished in 10th. Well, you didn't think he was going to fail to win his home Grand Prix, did you? Gasly on top in France. Zhou finished 2nd, Russell 3rd, Norris 4th, Sainz 5th, Magnussen 6th, Vettel 7th, Stroll 8th, Ocon 9th, and Drugovich finished in 10th. And as we head to the mid-season break, Pierre Gasly has won every single race this season as he wins again in Hungary. Zhou was 2nd, Tsunoda rounded off the podium in 3rd, Russell 4th, Magnussen 5th, Norris 6th, Vettel 7th, Sainz 8th, Schumacher 9th, and Ocon finished in 10th. All that means heading into that mid-season break, Pierre Gasly holds a 139 point lead over teammate Guan Yu Zhou in 2nd, Russell is 3rd, Norris 4th, Vettel 5th, Sainz 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Magnussen 8th, Lawson 9th, and Yuri Vips rounds off the top 10 for Haas. And in the Constructors' Championship, McLaren hold a 239 point lead over Mercedes in 2nd, Red Bull 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Haas 5th, Aston Martin 6th, AlphaTauri 7th, Alpine 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Williams the only team yet to score in 10th. And as we return from the mid-season break, his streak has ended. George Russell wins in Belgium. Magnussen is 2nd, Zhou rounds off the podium in 3rd, Vettel 4th, Sainz 5th, Gasly started on pole but finished down in 6th, Lando Norris 7th, Porsche was 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Lawson finished in 10th. It was only a one-race blip as Gasly returns to winning ways in the Dutch Grand Prix. Russell was 2nd, Zhou 3rd, Tsunoda 4th, Norris 5th, Magnussen 6th, Sainz 7th, Vettel 8th, Vips 9th, and Stroll finished in 10th. Italy and Monza up next, and Gasly wins again ahead of Lando Norris in 2nd. Magnussen rounded off the podium in 3rd, Vettel was 4th, Tsunoda 5th, Russell 6th, Lawson 7th, Sainz 8th, Zhou all the way down in 9th, and Vips rounded off the top 10 for Haas. On to Asia we go, and Singapore, where Guan Yu Zhou picked up victory for McLaren. Lando Norris was 2nd, Sainz rounded off the podium in 3rd, Vettel 4th, Magnussen 5th, Russell 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Schumacher 8th, Porsche 9th, and Stroll finished in 10th. And in Japan, Pierre Gasly returned to winning ways again ahead of George Russell in 2nd place. Lando Norris rounded off the podium, made sure 2 Brits were on the podium. Tsunoda was 4th, Zhou 5th, Sainz 6th, Lawson 7th, Vips 8th, Vettel 9th, and Mick Schumacher picked up that final point for Aston Martin. The 2nd American Grand Prix of the season, and Pierre Gasly wins again in America. George Russell was 2nd, Sainz made sure both Mercedes made it onto the podium in 3rd, Vettel was 4th, Magnussen 5th, Norris 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Lawson 8th, Porsche 9th, and Schumacher once again in the points in 10th. With 3 races to go, Pierre Gasly has indeed wrapped up the World Drivers' Championship. 158 point lead he has to George Russell in 2nd, Zhou is 3rd, Norris 4th, Vettel 5th, Sainz 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Magnussen 8th, Lawson 9th, and Yuri Vips is 10th. And in the Constructors, McLaren are 264 points ahead of Mercedes in 2nd, Red Bull are 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Haas 5th, Aston Martin are 6th, Alpine are in 7th, AlphaTauri are 8th, Alfa Romeo are 9th, and Williams still yet to score in 10th. Mexico up next, and Pierre Gasly finds himself another victory ahead of George Russell in 2nd, Tsunoda rounded off the podium in 3rd, Zhou was 4th, Norris 5th, Sainz 6th, Vettel 7th, Magnussen 8th, Ocon 9th, and Felipe Drugovich picked up a point for Aston Martin. The last sprint weekend of the season in Brazil, and Guan Yu Zhou won the sprint race ahead of Lando Norris in 2nd, Russell was 3rd, Sainz 4th, Vettel 5th, Tsunoda 6th, Pourchaire 7th, and Vips got that final point for Haas in 8th. And after an engine failure in the sprint race, Pierre Gasly came from the back of the grid to win the Grand Prix in Brazil. George Russell was 2nd, Guan Yu Zhou rounded off the podium in 3rd, Vettel 4th, Norris 5th, Sainz 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Magnussen 8th, Schumacher 9th, and Lawson finished in 10th. Abu Dhabi and the final race of the season, and it is Guan Yu Zhou who picked up victory ahead of teammate Pierre Gasly in 2nd. Russell rounded off the podium in 3rd, Tsunoda was 4th, Magnussen 5th, Vettel 6th, Lawson 7th, Sainz 8th, Vips 9th, and Norris picked up the final point of the season in 10th. It's been clear for a while, it was clear to be honest at the back end of last year that Gasly was going to win the World Drivers' Championship this season. Absolutely dominant. 171 points ahead of George Russell in 2nd, Guan Yu Zhou was 3rd, Norris 4th, Vettel 5th, Tsunoda 6th, Sainz 7th, Magnussen 8th, Lawson 9th, and Yuri Vips was 10th, which means both Haas's made it into the top 10 this season. And the constructors once again went the way of McLaren, 313 points ahead of Mercedes in 2nd, Red Bull were 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Haas 5th, Aston Martin was 6th, Alpine 7th, Alpha Tauri were 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Williams stayed in 10th without a point. So there we have it, Pierre Gasly and McLaren dominant this season. With one season left, will someone else find the power to get past McLaren in that Constructors' Championship and to stop Pierre Gasly from retaining that World Drivers' Championship? Only time will tell. If you have enjoyed the video, then please do drop it a like and give the channel a subscribe. It really does help and it's very much appreciated. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later.